Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn, and I am your communications coach or an English coach. Today I'm going to talk about why do we go blank while speaking in English. This is a big problem, or if I may say, this is the core problem which every English speaker witnesses or experiences, right? We all get stuck while speaking in English. We don't get words, we don't get sentences, we are not able to express our ideas in the best way possible or to explain it to others. So, this is what the problem is, which prevents us from speaking in English or which scares us, right? And this is why we stop speaking in English or we stop having a conversation with people in English. Now here I'm going to talk about it in two parts. First part will be why it happens, and the second part I'm going to tell you a very simple yet effective way of overcoming this situation or dealing with this situation so that you never go blank while speaking in English while having a conversation with people or when you're talking to people in English. And that's very true. So guys, if this interests you, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, write your comments in the comment section, and do not forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. Now let's begin. So why this happens, why we do get blank, why we forget words, sentences and ideas, and why we're not able to express ourselves in the best possible way. What is that thing which is holding us or which is hindering our English speaking skills? The first thing is we don't know how to start. Where to start from, how to start, what to say, right? So the first sentence is something which we need to understand is something which makes or breaks any conversation. If you start with the right sentence, if you set up the stage right, it will be very easy for you to speak about it, right? So basically here I want to say is you should know what to talk about. The first sentence sets the tone or sets the idea about what you're going to talk. So you have to be very sure about what you're going to say, how you're going to start off your conversation, right? What you're going to talk about. So that you have to be very sure about. So whenever you have to speak, don't get in a rush to start speaking. That is the mistake which we all make. If somebody has asked us our opinion, we just rush to start speaking. We just rush to speak on it. Don't do that. Take your time. Take some seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds you can take to come up with a good sentence, come up with a good idea to speak about. It's not necessary you just start immediately. You can take your good time, understand what the person is asking you or what you have to say, come up with an idea, organize it, come up with a sentence and then speak. It doesn't take much time, guys. Here when I'm speaking, you will think that it's a lot of things you have to do simultaneously, but it's not difficult. When somebody has spoken to you, you have just started, thinking about the answer. So a lot of things are going on in your minds, but what you have to do is whatever is going in your mind, you have to just try to organize it. Pick up an idea, convert it in a sentence and then speak. For example, if somebody has asked me, what do you love to do during monsoon? Right, this is a simple question if somebody has asked me. I have a lot of thoughts in mind, right? What do I love to do during monsoons? A lot of things I love to do. But depending on the situation, depending on how much time I have and other things, I will prepare my answer. It's not necessary that whatever I love, everything I should put in one go and just start speaking. No. So I'll get a lot of thoughts about what I love to do during monsoons, but I'll pick some and then I'll put it in words and speak. For example, if somebody has asked me this question, I'll get a thought like I love drinking tea, I love enjoying the weather, I love going on a long drive or a resort or a staycation or a holiday at some hill stations or camping, trekking, etc. Lots of things which comes to my mind what I love to do during monsoons, right? But I can't say everything. So I'll just organize my thought. I'll think what I love the most or what I should speak about here. And then I'll put it in words or sentence and then I'll speak. Like I would say, during monsoons, I love going on a trek and enjoy the natural beauty of the mountains, landscapes and views. Yeah, so this is what I put forward. I just collected all my ideas, organized it, and I came up with a sentence and I spoke about it. Right? There are lots of other things I would love to do during monsoons, but what I specifically chose to say is this. This is how we have to start. Okay, so you should know how to start your conversation. That is very important. Second thing is lack of words or vocabulary. So many a times what we lack is the words. Right, when we are speaking something, when we are describing something, we forget that word. We don't know how to describe that particular thing in English. So that is another challenge which we face while speaking in English. When we are a beginner or during intermediate stage, also sometimes we get stuck here. Okay, so vocabulary is something we have to memorize or keep on using different words, right? So whenever you are reading, whenever you are listening, you have to catch words. Words will help you to fill in the blanks. When you get blank, you will be able to replace it with some other words. So your ideas, your sentences depends on words. So the more you catch, the more you have the vocabulary, the more you collect the new words and vocabulary and use it in sentences, it will help you to get unstuck. So words are very important. You should keep on building on words or vocabulary. This is something which you have to keep on doing every single day, right? When you're reading something, when you're listening to something, note down some words, get their meanings, use it in your own sentences, try using during conversation so that you don't forget that word. Okay, so word building is a continuous process which will help you to overcome situations when you are blank, when you have no idea, when you don't have words to speak about it or describe something. So building on vocabulary will help you here. And the third one is lack of practice. Right? We don't practice it in the right way. I always focus on practicing in the right way. We don't practice English speaking in the right way. That is where we lack confidence. Right? If you start speaking on random topics like whatever you're looking at, whatever you are experiencing, seeing, doing, like actions, activity, situations, if you start speaking about all these things, you will start training your brain to think and speak in English. You're not talking about a particular topic which you have collected certain information and then you're speaking about it. You're not recollecting your thoughts. Here what you're doing, you are randomly picking up a situation, randomly picking up an action or an activity and you're talking about it. If you're cooking, you're talking about it. If you're exercising, you're talking about it. If you're playing some sport, you're talking about it. If you're singing, if you are dancing, you're talking about that activity or action. Right? When you're going from one place to another, on the way you are looking at things and you're describing that. That is something which is random. That is something which is impromptu. You're activating your brain. You are helping yourself to train your brain to speak in and think and speak in English. So this is the best activity or best way you can practice English speaking, or the right way rather you can practice English speaking. And if you start doing it in this way, you will never get blank. You will never get in a situation where you will be stuck while speaking in English. Trust me. Now coming to the last part of the session, wherein I'm going to talk about one simple method which will help you to get unstuck or which will help you overcome this situation of getting blank or going blank while speaking in English is rephrasing or rewording. So start including this practice in your practice sessions while you're speaking in English and you will see the benefits. It's a tried and tested method, guys, and you will never find it easily. So what is this rewording or rephrasing? Here what you can do is, whenever you are reading something, whenever you are listening to something, or whenever you are speaking about something, right, any topic, any situation, any experience of yours, you are reviewing something, you are giving a feedback, or whatever you are doing, right, try to express that thing in 2-3 different ways, right? Now what I mean by this is, I'll give you an example here. You're reviewing a movie, for example. Okay, so try to speak about it in 2-3 different ways. So here what you can do is, the first step, you can switch on your video camera and start speaking about it. The first way, suppose any movie I have watched and I want to speak about it. So recently I watched this movie, Minions and Monsters. So I'm going to talk about this movie. Attempt number 1. Minions and Monsters is an animated movie. I love watching animated movies, so I went for this movie. And trust me on this, it was very entertaining movie. The minions look so cute and adorable. I loved watching them. The ruckus they made during the movie was worth watching. Okay, so this is one way I spoke about the movie. Way number 2, let's talk about it in a little different way. Okay, so how do we talk about it? Last week I went to watch Minions and Monsters. It was a 3D animated movie. I loved the characters of the movie. The story was also beautifully portrayed and the minions were adorable. It also showed how determination can help you to achieve success in life. This was a beautiful message which was shown through the movie, and I loved every bit of the movie. Right? So these are the 2 ways I've spoken about the movie. I can talk about it in 10 different ways, trust me on this. So whatever topic you choose, try to talk about it in 2-3 different ways. 5 to 10 sentences maximum, you can talk about it. You can take up any situation, park, a mall, a food court. Try speaking about it in 2-3 different ways. You will definitely be able to speak about it. And if you start doing it in this way, whenever you get stuck in a situation, when you are going blank, you don't have words to express that, you will know what to talk about it in some other ways. So you will be able to portray that message or that idea in some other ways. Right, which is called rewording or rephrasing. So this is what I'm doing. I'm talking about one particular thing in 2-3 different ways, which is I'm just rephrasing or rewording my script or my idea or my thoughts. So this is what we have to do when we get blank. If you're not getting any sentence, you're not able to express that idea, change the idea. Change the sentence. Change the word. That should be your focus. Instead of thinking about the same thing again and again, putting a pressure on your brain to get that word, get that sentence and get that idea to talk about. Forget everything, rephrase it, reword it and put it across. You will never get stuck again. Trust me on this. So start using this method to practice English speaking and you'll see a lot of difference in 30 days. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye. Take care.